Hello, John. Hello, Lena. How are you, honey? I'm fine. What does that clock say? I don't know. Is it if it's 8:37? That's an 18, so that's insane. Is it 8:37? Yeah, I believe it was because now it's 8:38. Is that true? Yes. It's amazing how that happened. Listen, here's a story. While we're on the topic, me and John are just talking about being reckless physically when you're in your physical body, feeling like it's no big deal to be reckless. And take it from a reckless person. Yes. Me too, Lena. All right, and we had the added good morning, darling. Good morning. We had the added benefit, you could call it, or you could call it impediment of the left hand trying to push the right hand around and vice versa, because really that is our chemistry. Yes. Yes, I am a righty, and John, John is a righty and I am a lefty. And that has been an issue with me my whole life, the left side fighting with the right side, or arguing at the very least, and causing recklessness, I think, right? Yes. Yes, indeed. So we're going through this phase now of really, I have to be, at this late stage, I'm going to be 60 years old in a couple of months. I'm finally learning how to respect my physical body in every way, nutritionally and every other way, like, health wise, but also just not overusing myself. Like, I do the simplest things and they turn into a catastrophe. It hasn't happened in a while that the catastrophe has actually taken place, but comes so close. Well, Lena, but you're aware of it now, of, how dangerous it can be down here. Right. And I'm just like wishing that would let up already. I'm so tired of worrying about every move I make. And I get so frustrated. Well, a lot of people down here now are going through this experience of feeling like they're slogging through quicksand. And that's what you're kind of going through too. But you've always been a hyper thinker and actor and mover. And for someone like you, that's a nightmare. Okay. So you just gotta slow your roll, baby. You gotta slow down. Right? Slow my roll. Candy said that to me. Candy was like the first person who ever told me that. Fabulous Candy G. Yeah. Ms. Candy Delmar. She said, slow your roll, girl. And that was like a few years back. Candy, she's all right. That chick's all right. Her, I didn't really have I never really any problem with. She's been, pretty psychically in tune and accepting and tolerant. She's a very compassionate person. This shout out is for Candy Delmar. She used to play with the Fabulous Cramps. Good bass player. Candy's a good bass player. Great stage presence, too. Anyway. What's up, John? So what do you think of the Ingmar Bergman film now? All right, so yesterday we gave a review of, what the fuck? Oh, The Seventh Seal. Ingmar Bergman. This is a more current film that we're almost through with. Scenes from a Marriage. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. A must-see. Bergman now, no stone shall be unturned, right? I'm going to catch up on Bergman, and that is going to be my life's mission for a while, yes. And there's a lot to see. And plus, I know very little about the man himself, and that will come later, probably. Unless John wants him to come in. Well, he is kind of chomping at the bit, but we can finish out this film and then, say, do a little homework on Mr. Bergman himself, and then maybe come back and have him in later this week if you think so. Honey, you call the shots. We'll have Ingmar Bergman in. You keep saying Edgar Bergen, not me. You think it's funny. Stop twisting my feet around. I'm not. Who is then? Oh, and okay, that's a good, yeah, good reminder. We were talking about me and John had almost identical ankle injuries at around the same time in our lives, give or take a couple of years. He was older than me when he had his. Well, I had always but I sprained the same ankle when I was young, just like you did too. Yeah, right. All right. So we've had this hardship, but it's been his right ankle and my left ankle. But we've also had minor sprains on the other ankles as well. Yes, our ankles. What is that? What the hell is that? I don't know. It's part of our strange physical makeup, really. Where we're a couple of big galoots, really, and not and quite delicate ankles. Both of us have that trait. Had that trait. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, annoying as hell too. Yeah. It's like a horse that's been bred the bad way or something. And is that weird to say? No, it's not weird to say. It's very Lena to say. Oh, okay. So that's the story then with the ankles. And we both had these terrible injuries, but then, mine became very compounded, compromised because of my weight fluctuations. John, you pretty much stayed stable, even though give or take a few pounds. I had some wild weight fluctuations that really threw my body off balance. Well, it balanced. You're going to tell me you had fluctuations of some kind that were equal in severity? Yes. Mm-hmm. Mood swings, you're saying? Yes. All right. And I thought I had no. You did. You didn't have the mood swings I had, honey. No wonder you sang to Yoko, "Forgive Me." Yeah, yeah. But that's the way it goes, right? Yeah, these relationships. Please don't tell me we're going to have to review more on these past relationships. Well, it's all a big review, so it's you don't know when they pop up, so it's you'll see more stuff, and then you'll be like, ugh, yeah. But we're here to help each other through it, right? Yeah, that's kind of okay. Yeah, it can get that way, but it's not as bad when you have someone to do it with than to do it by yourself and sit with your thoughts. That is so true. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Another thing having to do with ascension and when you hook up with your twin flame. I went through I was at that point where John showed up in 2013/14. It was right at the holidays, so it was a weird time. I knew he was there, but I didn't know where it was going. I knew he was there, but I did not know where it was going. I still felt very much married to Chris, and what is going on here? So, but then as it really begins to dawn on you what exactly is going on, it is like this monumental breakthrough. And at the time that I connected with John, my whole past started rushing up at me from the time I had started having these flashbacks, very recent ones, meaning that they were from this lifetime, meaning that from infancy of this lifetime. And those were so grueling that they sent me spiraling into a fucking hole. But then at that same time, John rushed in and pulled me out of that hole. And then it was like, oh my God, so that's what this was all about. This is why this happened. It's really something when you can't really put it into words. But you do feel you at some point. At that point, I was whipping myself into pretty good shape. I was swimming almost every day. I was very, into my yoga. I was playing a lot of music. Yes, I was drinking, but there was never a time in my life when I wasn't drinking up until that point to some degree, either be a glass or two of wine or a bottle or two. So, when it starts to dawn on you, like, what the fuck is happening here on this crazy divine plan, and everything just falls into place and it all makes sense. But at the same time, it's so overwhelming. You start to feel like, what the fuck does it matter what I do? Um, like, I guess indestructible, right, John? Yes, you can have these moments, and you are. That's the thing. You are indestructible, but nobody could keep that pace up vibrationally and survive, at the rate that we were going. Right. We were really partying hardy and going nuts. Yeah. But we're a couple of rock stars, right? Yes, we are. We are a couple of fucking rock stars, and we can fucking party with the best of them. That's the way it goes. So, what's my point? Well, there's that phase of indestructible, feeling indestructible, and now, well, you're thinking that Bergman film stirred up something in you about fatality or mortality. Did it stir up something in me or in you? Like, or do you want me to feel a certain way about it? Why do you do this? Do what? Just answer my question. Which was, again, did that Bergman film stir up feelings about mortality or fatality in you? Yes, it did. It did because there's fear, right? There is that fear. Everybody, it's a common. That's why that guy's films are so resonant because it is such a flatly stated common element that nobody in humanity can escape from. That's the way it goes. Yeah, that is the way it goes. So how do you felt? How did you feel after you watched it? Well, like I said, it ended on that note of the happy note with the artist, right? The artist and his wife and the baby, and they were just like had their horsey. The horsey was a help. His use of horsies and dogs in his films is like enough to make me stay for, after the popcorn's gone. Oh, another horsey. And the thing that I notice about every horse in his film is that they are so happy. They're well taken care of. There was the one film that upset me. Yeah, the horse with the carriage. Yeah, he was so bony, and I was like, where did they get this horse from? And what are they gonna do to him? He's dead. Yeah. I mean, it's the film industry has come a long way in its treatment of animals. Let me just tell you that right now. It still doesn't give me hope. It's not enough to give me hope. Please have hope. All right, I have hope. God, hope, hope. Am I, again, I'm the negative person here, aren't I? No, you're perfect. Are you all right? So this movie now that we are watching, Scenes from a Marriage, Liv Ullman, oh God, she just breaks your heart. This confused wife, but that scumbag, and he's such a fucking dipshit. Why would she even care? But anyway, it's great. We'll talk about it after we watched it. But let's just say, very well done film. Hmm. What have you to say, John, about scenes from a marriage? What's your most memorable scene from your marriage with Cynthia? Breakfast time and Melon looking out at the pool, trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to do today. Like me. Pretty lot. Except there's no pool here. But I used to have one, yes. When you were Baroness von Ruckenheim. That wasn't my name. Well, close enough. Baroness? Oh my goodness, were you ever the Baroness of that home? Those two wannabe baronesses were too, you were too much for them. Oh, get lost. I don't want to talk about that. Christ. Why not? Christopher's right, you know. You should write books about that time. Well, maybe one day I will write books about that time. But I got 'em all up here, lad. Yeah, I know. You got 'em all up there, too, apparently. Well, but anyway, why'd you change the subject, Auntie? I'm asking you. What else is scenes from your... All right, looking out at the pool. Yes, I always like my mushroom toasts, and I did like cantaloupe. That sounds really good. Well, I would have rather had ham and eggs, but... Yeah, you were in beautiful... You're in such good shape. So were you, honey. Not really. Oh, my God. Were you in good shape? All right, easy does it. Why'd you get mad at me? For what? I wish I knew. John, don't fucking start. I'm not starting. So give me more scenes from your marriage. You always talk about my marriages. What's a scene that you really remember well with Yoko? Well, walking through that park, filming that one of those last videos when the guy there by the fence, and I was like, this is just like one of Lena's Mamalukes in Queens there. Yeah, that kid he seemed pure Queens to me. Man, I can't believe I met you, man. It's John Lennon from the fucking Beatles. Yeah, when you getting back together? Ah, you're full of shit. Very good, Lena. Oh, God, I know that guy's speech by heart. And that trying to shake your fingers through the fence. Very funny. And so you remember that. Yeah, I remember that day clearly. And tell me about that video shoot when you took your clothes off and were naked. You can't compare anything in my life to that. So stop even trying. I'm not trying, but I am kind of trying to think of, but no, but yeah, maybe. Oh, well, what? That, when you did that. Fucking hell, John. That's not like, I think it's worse than that. What are you, fucking stupid? Really? Are you gonna say that? I will say it. Lena took a picture of herself while she was in a hotel room, and she's just curious to see what her reaction would be to her own body. If she saw it in a, she didn't give it to anyone. She didn't do anything like that. She kept it. It was the only picture of herself she ever took like that. And of course, she was stalkers, right? And standing in a full-length mirror. And she looked fucking gorgeous. Had just been out on the beach all day. And she had very dark tan lines. You could not see her face. It was obscured by the camera. And Lena Lena, what were you thinking? I didn't know they looked at the pictures at the fucking drugstore. It never crossed my mind that they did that they looked at them, the men behind the counter. And it was a small pharmacy, and I knew the pharmacist pretty well. Yep. And I used to be dropping off rolls of film a week sometimes. I was an avid photographer. My God, all those pictures that I left behind, when I tell you probably millions, I'll never see it. And they were great photographs too, but I just didn't want them. That's how I felt about my first marriage. That's how I felt about all those hundreds of pictures I took with Bozo too. I don't have one. It was like those were very symbolic things for me when those relationships ended. Just get rid of the evidence. I never want to look at this again. So I would go to pick up the pictures, and I didn't remember which roles I even had given the guy. But his attitude was just weird that day, and it was like a little smirk, and like he couldn't look me in the eye, and I didn't put two and two together at all, but it was such a weird vibe, and I leave the fucking place, and I go back to my office. It was my lunch hour at the Spice Factory. I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm looking at the pictures, and I was like, well, and then I get to that one. Oh, and I was drunk. Yeah, she was drunk when she took it, right. I was drunk, Steve was passed out, and I took it of myself. And I get to that picture, I was like, holy shit. That's why that guy was looking at me like that. And I felt so disgusted and horrified. And I can't believe how innocent you really were. And at that time, you were like 24 years old. Yeah. Yeah. It didn't occur to me. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that's what you're comparing to you being on that bed with Yoko. I had no idea she sprung that on me. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. All right, And yeah, with those Japanese robes, and I don't know, you look like you look like you were being held hostage. You did. You look like you're being held hostage in that room. What is this room John's in? And he's like standing there. You looked so fragile. Oh, you look cold. Were you cold? It was maybe a little chilly. Not too bad. And then, like, what was that like? Like, now you got to crawl around on top of each other in front of this camera. Like, I don't know. It was, I guess the world expected that of you, but it was not like you, I didn't feel. It was very, very weird, and I don't think I was really even more or less thinking very clearly back at that time. It was just a whirlwind getting ready for the new record, and I didn't know what to expect, and I also had this impending feeling that something was going to go down soon. I don't know what it was, but I was like, things are really coming to a head. You were 18. I was seeing you around. And it felt like a combustible engine about to just... Something's going to spin out here. But I didn't know what. No, I didn't know what. That's weird, John. Well, it was very weird. So then you just went and was jumping around naked on that thing? Yeah, but it wasn't so bad. No, it was nice. It's a very nice sentiment. It's a nice thing for her to have at the end there. But it's still not you, somehow. I don't see you as doing that. Not with you, no. No fucking way. Really? Nope. Nope. Really? No. Never. Neither would you, right? I wouldn't do that on a fucking, dare for $1,000,000. I wouldn't do that. I mean, I don't know. No, I don't know. If it was going to save the world, I'd do it. Well, oh, so you did it to save the world. Is that it? More than you'll ever know, honey. More than you'll ever know. Let's do, before we sign off, because this film is going on forever and ever. So this was an interesting therapy session. Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff reviewed, yes. And I'm getting back to Bergman now, but let's just do real quick, as fast as we can, version of In Trouble Again. In trouble again. God help me, I'm in trouble again. In trouble again. Tell me now, what did I do? How does it go? No use pretending that this love is ending. I'm in trouble again. Yeah, in trouble with you. In trouble again. Heaven help me, I'm in trouble again. in trouble again. Oh, I'm afraid that it is true, but there'd be no trouble without my double. Yeah, I'm in trouble again, but we're far from blue. Some may say that all this drama's killing me. Every day's another can of worms. But best believe we paid this drama willingly. Yeah, as long as we got love, doll, well, another crazy lesson learned. In trouble again. God help me, I'm in trouble again. In trouble again, it's the only way. But we never sweat it. Nice work if you can get it. I'm in trouble again. Oh yeah, trouble again. Oh mama, T-I-O-U-B-L-E. That's just you and me. We're just as happy as we can be. Good Lord, we're never bored. We're never bored. We're in trouble again. Trouble again. All right. It's definitely getting better. All the time. All the time.